So, the Nelk boys have officially revealed 2 fights in the works from the UFC. They had their podcast today with Dana White, and they accidentally recorded the War Room. We now know that the UFC is trying to set up Michael Venom Page. Yes, Michael Venom Page from Bellator. Seems like he's officially signed to the UFC, and he will be taking on Kevin Holland. We're also getting Corey Sandhagen rescheduled to fight Umar Nurmagomedov. So many thoughts, you guys. Please comment down below, subscribe, like the video. I'm gonna give you guys my take on this. So, I mean, there's a lot to unpack here. I mean, every time we get one of these War Room leaks, it seems that people are just, out of their mind. But I will point out that these are 100% accurate most of the times. If you guys don't know, the War Room is basically where the UFC, Dana, the matchmakers, they go ahead and, they matchmake. They go ahead and they put fights together. And most of the time, the fights that are on the board are either confirmed or unconfirmed. And we could tell because we can go back and basically track okay, this one was confirmed, so that fight's happening, this fight's happening. But there are some surprises where we're like, whoa, this one isn't on the schedule. This is yet to be announced. We've had plenty of these happen. One of the notable ones was Hamzat versus, Nate Diaz, which later on came to fruition. We've, seen Jones versus Stipe, also, Pereira versus Strickland in the past, but we've had some duds like Paddy Pimblett versus Akhmed Azaitar, which never came to fruition. So, I mean, take this, with a, pinch of salt, but know that it's coming directly from the UFC headquarters. So more than likely, we're gonna see, this, happen. And of course, we're gonna start off with Michael Venom Page making his UFC debut against Kevin Holland. I mean, what an amazing fight. This is quality matchmaking right here. I mean, I've said, if you're gonna bring MVP over to the UFC, the dream fight is obviously him and Wonderboy, but the one before that has to be, Kevin Holland. Both guys are almost damn near mirrors of each other. The way these guys are going to interact with each other in the octagon, their styles, both, having, some karate base, the knockouts they produce. I mean, this fight is going to be absolute fireworks. And I mean, it does confirm that he is officially done with Bellator. I mean, we know that Bellator was obviously bought by the PFL, but we did know that he was going to be a free agent, earlier in the summer. So it seems like it's done. He's going to be, in the UFC. Because, I mean, let's say this fight doesn't happen. I mean, the UFC wouldn't be matchmaking if he isn't already in the organization, if that makes sense, 100% thumbs up, though. I'm so excited for this fight. And the crazy thing is we don't have to even wait that long. This is being scheduled for, UFC Canada, with Strickland and Duplessis to headline that card, which, man, that is, looking to be an amazing card already. But the next fight, man, oh man, I hope this does not happen. And it seems like they want to reschedule Corey Sandhagen versus Umar Nurmagomedov. They were originally supposed to fight, I think it was maybe in San Antonio, I'm not sure, but it was supposed to take place earlier this year, and then Umar had to pull out. Rob Font, went ahead and took his place. But dude, that was such a bummer even when that fight got announced, because it's like, dude, Corey is on such a win streak. He's beaten, Cheeto, beaten, I forget who did he beat before Cheeto? I think it was Song Yadong, yeah, another top contender. And then he had to beat Rob Font. It's like, why are you keep giving, Corey these unnecessary fights? You got to give him the title shot. Not to mention, I mean, the guy has already shared the octagon with Piotr Jan, TJ Dillashaw, Frankie Edgar. I mean, he has been, Aljamain Sterling even. I mean, the guy has absolutely been there, done that. Give the guy the title shot next. I don't think, even Cheeto should be fighting Suga. I think it should have been Corey, even to begin with. But, the UFC, they went ahead, they made the money fight, probably the biggest fight, which was, Sean and Cheeto. I understand that. But have Corey sit on the sidelines and give him the immediate title shot right after that, because he absolutely deserves it. It just seems to me that 135 is just one hot mess, because Merab deserves the title shot, so does Corey. I mean, ideally you would make those two guys fight instead, but then you're gonna do Henry Cejudo, versus Merab, which, I mean, I get, but I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I have a lot of opinions on it, but I don't want to see Umar get this fight. It's not that I don't like the guy, it's just I just don't think he's deserving of a high top contender like Corey Sandhagen. And I mean, he has hype behind him, but all that hype is because he's a Nurmagomedov. Like, you should book Umar versus, I don't know, Chris Gutierrez, Adrian Yanez, Jonathan Martinez. Even, you know, Said Nurmagomedov would be an excellent fight. I don't see the need to, you know, do, you know, Umar versus Corey Sandhagen. Which, I mean, I get it. Like, when the UFC does these, you know, throw them to the wolves type scenarios where they give a, you know, young contender a top 5 fighter, you know, they throw him in there, see it's either crash or burn. Like, it works out sometimes, and it is fun to watch those fights. I mean, we've seen it with Hamzat Burns, we saw it with O'Malley and Piotr. You know, we've had plenty of examples in the past, but sometimes it doesn't make sense to do it. Like, I don't know. Like, do you guys feel like that as well, or is it just me? Nonetheless, though, if the UFC matchmakers are looking to do it, like, it's probably going to happen. But one weird thing is that it's set as the main event, but then when we see the official main event for that day, it's gonna be, you know, Jack Hermanson and Joe Pyfer. So, you know, we're gonna see what comes out of it, but definitely the biggest fight I'm most excited for has to be MVP and Kevin Holland. Please, you guys, like the video, comment down below your guys' thoughts. You know, what fight are you most anticipated for from this news? And, you know, go ahead and like the video. Please, you guys, I'll catch you later. Peace.